I believe, but generally like 90% plus my PvP games, I'm not expanding just because that's 400 minerals, and usually PvP games are like really close, where you can't spend that type of money, or you're gonna lose the game, or you know you already won the game, and there's no point in expanding when you can just attack, move his base.
Right.
So it's, I mean, like I said, I don't expand a lot in PvP. I think I do this game, but it's not really that necessary. I mean, I got him trapped in his base. I know I'm up on probes, so I just the smart moves to expand, I guess.
Oh, for sure. So you've got a an observer right over top of his base right now. You can see that he's got a few sentries. Now, are you feeling like he could try to force field you and keep you out? But that's why you're bringing this Colossus down here, or what do you?
Well,
think?
I just don't want to get my army split in half and like, you know, lose half my army and only kill 2 units, and then all of a sudden he's back in the game. That's the only thing, really.
Got that Colossus. I was thinking, you know, were you thinking about using that Colossus to break the force field, or?
Yeah. When I get, because that was the like stalemate killer, you know.
Yeah.
And then I lose it, and I'm being stupid here, which is, you know.
Your mortal went down. Your zealots are just forced to stay out of battle, and it looks like he's killing off a lot of your force here.
Yeah, it's not good,
so
to say the least.
You were pretty far ahead, and now you're not on the back foot, but you're about even ground now. But I think you're about to get this expansion up, it looks like. Yeah, you're saving up your minerals, and I'm going to guess it's going to come down right away. Maybe not. I could be wrong. I guess I just don't have the game sense, but...
No, I should have put it down. I'm pretty sure I put it down once I'm not focused on microing, but yeah.
So yeah, I mean, small yet important battle, but I think, I guess you did come out behind on that one a little bit here.
I definitely didn't come out ahead. The Colossus dying was the biggest problem. Like, he sniped it, and that basically saved him for the time being, and he's actually pulling himself back in the game. As soon as the Colossus died, I should have just pulled back in Expo or something, because he cut my army in half, fought on his side of the ramp, and it was all bad. As my Californian friends would say, all bad. I don't know, they got this saying, they say it all the time when we're playing Han, they're like, all bad, this is all bad. I'm like, oh, sick, it's all bad.
Interesting to know, I've never heard it really, I guess. I mean, I've heard the term. But
I like it, I like it.
Oh, those Americans, eh? Do you know any other Canadian pro players, or are you kind of one of the only?
No, there's a lot of really good Canadian players. Kiwi Cocky, Drewby, Duck. I don't know any other. Slush. I think Slush is.
Slush
there's a lot of good players.
Ooh, it looks like he's got a couple stalkers here coming in on your expansion. Do you feel like you're gonna be okay here, or what's going through your mind now that he's being aggressive again?
I don't know if I just know I have to fight. I mean, I can't let him take the Nexus, but I am ahead. At the time, I was like, oh, I'm just gonna wait for him to like blink into my man and then kill him, but luckily he didn't, and he went to my Expo, and I was able to defend it. Because I know my Expo's up before his, because I started it when I was at his base, and he didn't have an Expo up.
Right.
So pretty much I'm like, okay, I defend this first early push. Even if he throws down his Expo as soon as I leave, I'm still, you know, way ahead economically, because I'm going to have my Expo up before him for like 2 or 3 minutes.
Absolutely, yeah. The mains, of course, are being mined out, especially yours. Oh, his is gone too now. So yeah, he's working off one base. I guess you are too, and you guys have almost equal harvesters, so you guys are really equal right now in terms of everything. I mean, your army's a bit bigger because you did have your expansion up earlier, but as you can see, he's making a tech switch here to DTs, or I shouldn't say tech switch, but adding DTs into it. Do you feel, I guess you haven't scouted that yet.
No, I think it's really interesting, because I mean, he knows I have a robo. I guess he feels really confident in his micro, because even if opponents have their robo up, if you're really tricky with your DTs, you can still make them super effective, because basically, I don't know what the math comes out to be, but maybe you have to kill like 4 or 5 probes and the DT pays for itself, or like, you know, 2 zealots, something like that.
Right.
And it can just defend pushes. Like if I don't have an observer and I try to push and he has DTs, I automatically have to back off, or he's just going to destroy me. And that's what I think he was thinking. He was like, oh, short term, he tries to push, I'm going to die, so I'll get DTs. He doesn't have an observer, then, you know, he's got to back off.
Oh, so he's going to pick off one of your immortals here, but you do have an observer. He has 2 DTs in this army. I I guess they're not really being focused down, but it looks like your army was just superior in this fight. Or maybe it was your micro. I mean, your army seemed equal.
I think my army was a little bit ahead, but he sacrificed a lot of units because he blinked in and sniped my observer.
Yeah,
is what he was doing.
Yeah, I noticed he picked off your immortal and then the observer. So yeah, he's got 4 DTs and he's forcing you to retreat. You don't have any other observers, but one just did pop out, so you should be just fine.
I mean, it was a really good idea and thought, but it's so easy when I have a robo already up just to pump out. Like I could pump out like 4 observers, and every time he goes in to snipe an observer, he's gonna just. I think he's gonna take more losses than it's worth, really.
So against a lesser player, maybe not in pro leagues, but in lower divisions, that probably would be a very good tactic. But in pro play, I don't see that being a really reliable strategy.
Yeah, I mean, it's really interesting, and it's really cool that he came up with it, but yeah, I don't see how that was gonna. I mean, even best case scenario, kills the observer, gets to my expo, I'm gonna have an observer out. You'd have to like kill the observer, jump into my base, kill the robo bay, and then you'd win the game basically. But that'd be really, really hard to do without losing your own main.
So yeah, he does GG, and you do take the win. At the end there in that last battle, I'm gonna back it up a moment or two, but it looks like he blinked his stalkers in before his DTs were even there. Yeah, he blinked his stalkers in. Do you think that was smart or stupid? Like, what's your feeling on that?
I think he just mistimed it. I mean, ideally he would want to kill my observer at like the beginning of the fight, and then, you know, from there let the DTs do as much damage as they can while like our armies are kind of even, and then he gets an edge with the DTs. The way he used his stalkers was he blinked in, took a lot of losses, and then, you know, his DT sure survived and chased me off, but he lost his whole army and was left with 4 DTs, and I lost my observer and was left with like my whole army.
Okay.
So
I was actually thinking just this last battle here right before he GG'd. Like he had an additional 4 DTs coming in with right alongside of his stalkers, but if you look, he actually blinked in before his. Oh, I backed it up too far. He blinks his stalkers in before his DTs get there. Do you think he did that just to take focus away from his DTs, or do you think he just was losing this game and you just wanted to end it?
I'm not really sure. I mean, either way, I'm pretty sure he was gonna lose that battle no matter what. But
okay.
I think he wanted to kill my observer. That's the sole purpose of that whole move, was to just kill his. Because he knew if he didn't kill the observer, even if he sent his DTs in, they're just gonna get melted anyways.
Yeah, for sure. Alright, so yeah, let's go ahead and move on to Game 3 here. It's going to be on Scrap Station, so I'll get that one loaded up for you guys in a second. Thanks for watching.